Okay, so I don't have the best lighting in here, but I think you can see it pretty well on there on the camera. So I'm going to begin by putting some white in the center, quite a bit of white, because I need the paint to be able to move. So just keep pouring it on. This is a very wasteful and kind of a messy art form, but it is what it is. And so I mixed my paints, and I don't know if you can see, but it's layered in like a pearlescent white, a gray, navy, and like a bright blue. So I'm going to start with just pouring it in the center. I've not done this method before, so I'm not sure how it's going to look, but let's see what happens. So you just keep pouring it in the same spot if you can. It says I'm supposed to use about 8 ounces of paint for a 14 by 11 canvas, but this is looking like a lot of paint. I think that's probably going to be enough, right about, I don't know. It's going to start pouring over the sides, so that's okay. I think that's more than enough there. So I'm going to pour a little bit of more white around on the corners so that it runs off the corners. See, it's very wasteful, as you can see, but it's fun. All right, that's hopefully enough. I will add some more if I need it, but hopefully I won't. So I'm going to take my heat source, which is a kitchen torch, and see if I can get some of the, there's silicone in it, so the bubbles pop when you hit it with heat. Let's see what we can, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but when I do this, bubbles start popping up. Alright, so I'm really kind of liking this area right here, so I'm going to see if I can keep that from rolling off too much. So now I just start kind of slowly tilting to pour it off the sides, get onto all the corners. What a mess. It's a big fun mess. Trying to save that part that I really like, so I don't want it to pour over the sides so much. I'm going to tilt it to all the corners. I don't know if that's showing up in the camera, but I have to kind of tilt it away. And one more corner to get down here. Alright, so I'll set it back down onto my cups that hold it up off of the table. I don't like to wear gloves. I think it's just kind of a waste of time, and I don't know, kind of a waste, but my hands always get a little, not a little, a lot painted. So I'm going to take this, the heat source again, and go over it and see what else pops out. I'm going to pour off some on the far side from the camera here, get some of that white off of there. I'm not really happy with the white, but let's see what happens. Sorry, my lighting is pretty bad. My arm is probably in the way, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to have that white around the edges, I suppose. So it just makes it unique. Not sure much more will come out by doing any more of that, but so this method is called a straight pour because I just dumped the cup of paint just right out of the cup. There are different methods of doing this sort of painting. So you kind of have to go around the edges and make sure that you got the edges, and it doesn't matter, you know, you just kind of spoon it on there. Make sure that it's all covered. Looks like it's fairly well covered. And some people let that poured paint down there, that, you know, on the bottom, they let it dry and then they peel it and it makes kind of like a skin. And I've seen people make some sort of like jewelry with it. I haven't tried it myself, so not exactly sure how they do it, but so it's not a total waste if you do something like that. Alright, that's pretty much it. So you just basically have to let it sit and dry. And as it dries, you'll see more like bubbles popping up. But it'll basically look like this when it's done. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.